In the ancient age, a time beyond memory, this world was found, settled, consumed, and discarded by the old core. The governors, overseers, barons, and kings left behind fought and warred over what few resources remained, leaving the already wasted world in ruin. In their day, they created great wonders of science and engineering, and inhuman horrors beyond imagining in their pursuit of progress, pride, and profit. It was too much for the gods of Eukon to bear. They struck down the wicked, scouring the land with holy fire, leaving nothing of them but ash and dust. The world heals. Civilization returns, but the legacy of the old kingdoms remain. Heroes must rise to hold the darkness at bay, serving the will of the gods of Eukon.
Welcome back to Gods of Eukon, a post-apocalyptic RPG set on a forgotten planet in the far undefined future. Joining us once again is Mario as Mr. Brian Dango.
Yep.
Jim as Rex. Michael as Therm.
Hello.
And Terry as Corva.
Good evening.
We got two people in the same place for this game. That's going to be different. Unfortunately, George won't be joining us tonight, so I will be puppeting his character this evening. And when we left off, the party had crossed the Brownwater River with some drama.
Also, I need a shower.
Yeah. They ventured north back towards the road, where they chopped their way through the brush and encountered ZX-1864, ZX-1701's grumpy counterpart.
Oh, he's a ray of sunshine.
After conversing with the robot briefly and Therm making some masterful repairs to his destroyed companions, they ventured on the road but were stopped during a radstorm, a massive weather formation that casts radiation in lethal doses. They took shelter, where in the storm they encountered a traveling pair of clerics from the cult of Kulau, the god of life, death, rebirth, and change. They offered the party a blessing of Kulau, which would allow them to better weather the radiation, but many were suspicious and chose not to partake, opting to remain in shelter until the storm passed. The clerics left in peace and continued down the road as the storm continued to rage. Once it abated, the party returned to the road and journeying far enough to camp for the night. The watch was set, rotated, and we rejoin them as the sun rises on their fourth day of travel. As you all wake up and emerge from the tents, the land seems still a little battered from the storm the day before, the ground, you've lost a lot of ground, unfortunately. There have been a lot of delays, and you really should have been in Pain Spike 2 days ago. But, such is the nature of the caravan, especially since you encountered a destroyed bridge, had to ford a river Oregon Trail style, and were stopped by a freak radstorm.
Yay, no dysentery.
No dysentery.
Yeah, and you had to endure Dango's harmonica playing too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm sure Corva loved that.
But you haven't killed each other yet. You're still alive, and you're still about 2 days out from your destination. The end is in sight. You're past the halfway point, and you won't have to suffer Bog's presence much longer.
Scared the piss out of
no,
Bog.
I mean,
To which he seems quite lamenting. He seems to actually enjoy everyone's company and speaking and talking to everyone and playing games with everyone. But the sun rises, you rouse from your tents, and breakfast is set out. Gangren has decided to pull out a couple more crusade MREs for everybody. Breakfast MREs. So, Brian, which one did you get?
I got scrambled eggs, dried bacon, and a biscuit with 1 dollop of sausage gravy, and what appears to be some sort of once was a sausage.
Don't forget the butter packet.
And the butter packet.
You got, instead of an MRE, you got another slab of raw meat, a hunk of cheese, and a carton of what you assume is some sort of juice.
Oh, I know what that is.
Oh, I got banana shake.
Therm, tell us which MRE you received.
I have biscuits and gravy with a side of bacon that I'm like turning into like little, bacon horsies.
Well, shit on a shingle.
And Corva, tell us which MRE you received.
I got oatmeal.
Bummer.
Just oatmeal?
I like oatmeal. I'm
Flavor?
excited about oatmeal.
Did you get a flavor packet?
Plain oatmeal.
Yeah, fake maple. Right? So
All right.
fake maple flavored oatmeal.
That's unfortunate.
I love because real maple sucks.
As you guys start opening your packets and inspecting what you have, starting to enjoy it, you look up. If you glance over, you'll see Gome taking a very large and wicked-looking knife, and he's filleting his hunk of meat into strips and laying it out on the cheese rather neatly and dexterously for a being of his size. Yep.
What is Bog having?
Ah, Bog. Well, Phineas catches his package, rips it open, and take a look inside, and it is fried rice with spam and a side of and a lot of ketchup.
A lot of ketchup.
It's Moco Loco.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so good.
Out of character. You know how hard it was for me not to start the Monty Python bit.
Thank you for not, because that would take forever.
I'm red. Look at me. I'm red.
I can see it. And Gangren opens his and discovers a. He accidentally got a dinner one. He's got a pork tenderloin with a side of green beans and carrots.
Actually, that sounds pretty good too.
So,
I like oatmeal.
So you guys are leisurely eating your breakfast. You guys have lost enough time. Why rush a meal and get indigestion later? And Gangren leans back, taking a pause between bites. So, you guys seem pretty suspicious about the clerics we met. You guys had bad experiences with the clergy?
I just snort.
I don't trust. I know that people have faith, and that's fine. But I do not like any kind of religion, and yeah, just bad news. So, no, thank you.
Out of curiosity, because I was not here, so out of character.
Okay.
What was Corva's response to them?
Reserved. Not. She didn't confront the clerics when they joined you in the shelter tent, and she didn't. And she respectfully declined the red resistance offering.
Okay, and they were followers of whom?
Kulao, the god of life, death, and rebirth. He is the god that is directly responsible for the Scouring, the event that wiped away the old world and allowed a new one to be reborn.
All the more reason for me not to trust them.
Well, he's also he's also the patron of the Chosen, the largest human faction in the world.
And out of here, did you send us the thing on deities?
I did.
Okay, I'll have to take a look at that.
It probably got buried somewhere in between George and I's conversation.
So who? Oh, it was Gangren who asked the question.
Yeah.
Corvo's just gonna whisper, "I follow another."
Fair enough.
I distrust all equally. Nothing to do with religion.
What about you, Dogman?
Well, I didn't have a problem with them. I do subscribe to the idea that it's very often that the purest facade conceals the deepest rot. But I've learned in my time that it's important to
Who's
understand
hiding rods?
What?
Who's hiding rods?
Rex cracks me up. Rex is probably one of the Rex and Therm are like the two that make me laugh.
No one. Well, some people are hiding rods. You'll notice they're hiding the inner rot when they fight too hard to convince you that they're well-meaning and good-intentioned.
Yeah.
And then I look at Bog.
Phineas looks back to you. You can't possibly be me, do you? I'm on your side. I'm your friend. I've looked out. I've looked out for every single person in this party from day one.
Yeah. So that you wouldn't get caught doing stuff that we disagree with.
Such unwarranted distrust. If I weren't such a kind person, I'd be offended right now.
I don't even know. But yeah, just a lot of myth, a lot of faith in times like these, and I understand why people do it, even if I don't share it.
Well, some of the worst atrocities have been performed because of people's unwavering belief that they are greater, better, superior over others. And
well, I wouldn't know about that, but I do know that religion or not, people find excuses to murder each other and torture each other and generally just be awful to each other. If it wasn't religion, it'd be something else.
Well, quite a few of us know what bigots humans can be.
Yep.
Goem looks up and beats his chest twice. Follow Bruce, god of strength and battle, patron of physic.
You know, I used to like Bruce, but he's always bringing me down.
Oh. Oh, I got that, and I shouldn't have, and that was horrible. Okay.
Try to be serious.
I know.
I'm sorry. It was there.
God damn it,
Goem
earworm.
looks at you again. Speak to Bruce. He lift you up again.
Higher and higher, my friend.
No more.
He knocked you down. You get back up again. Do not let him keep you down.
He is a living thing now. Oh. Hey.
well, wouldn't popular songs from like today be like ancient classics or like
They could even be gospel.
like the
All I know is we will survive.
Rosie? It's like something different.
Oh, jeez. So, oh boy.
That was
What a tangent. What a tangent.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh yeah.
No.
Don't.
It would be like the
Don't.
one song that survived the millennia, like a fucking cockroach, right?
They would. What was that? What was that movie, The Book of Eli, where the only record that survived in the cannibal's house was "Ring My Bell" from Anita Ward?
Oh my god. That reminds me.
Oh my god, I have blackmail material video to show you guys later. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, much later.
I my nephew. I told him what.
Oh god,
I introduced them to the concept of
disco. I'm sorry.
No, not disco. Of oh crap, I can't think of it. The song I was just
Of Rick Rolling.
yes, I rickrolled my nephews
Oh, goodness.
before coming out, and I explained it to them, and it was like, oh, I'm going to do that to my friends.
Oh, and the
A
cycle
whole other
continues.
generation of rickrollers.
As
So-
as this conversation continues to just spiral down and down, with each person trying to one up the other with ancient rhyme and lyric that grows more and more archaic, and by the end of it, no one knows what the other is saying, and it's almost just listening to a foreign language at one point. But eventually, you run out of material. That things die down.
That's why.
And you finally decide to finish your breakfast and continue on. So it's time to break down camp. Who's doing what?
Well, as always, I'm jumping to the front wagon, keeping my eyes on the road.
I'll put out the fire.
I'll pack up the tents.
I'll do the heavy lifting.
And Gangren and Goem assist. It doesn't take too long. You get after.
Is Bob going out to get a drink?
Bog is doing his thing, doing his best to look like he's helping, and in some cases actually helping, carrying the lighter burdens and shoveling dirt onto the fire. And when everyone's back is turned, he pisses on it. You hear that? Yeah, Brian, you actually smell it. Everyone else kind of hears the.
Ooh.
I need a minute.
Did he say I need a minute?
Yeah.
Plugging his nose.
Ammonia.
Oh.
Well, I have a. What's my sense of smell? I think it's pretty good too. Brian's and Jago's is better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy.
Well, if you
What
want to, you
wrong?
can roll for it.
What's wrong with the gun barrier?
Goem looks over. Not like smell of fire suppressant.
Oh.
I don't smell anything.
Lucky
Good
you.
idea. Puts out fire faster than dirt. Goem walks over, shoves Phineas out of the way, and follows suit. And Fessic urine is a bit more concentrated than standard human urine, so the smell is that much worse.
Oh, it burns!
Hey, luckily, the fact is, I'm already sitting behind a few head of oxen of some kind. I don't think I smell anything different.
Everyone make an awareness check real quick.
Oh.
Awareness.
Jim, back off the mic a bit.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Awareness app.
It's under combat, is it not? Where is it?
Oh, it's not awareness, sorry. It's, dang it, which one? These skills,
Okay.
so different.
I'm good.
Search. Search. We'll go search.
Okay.
No more nose problem.
Yes. Wow.
The things we do for RP. Oh god. that sucks.
Oh my goodness.
So the first one I rolled was
Okay.
A 16.
Yeah.
Thurm
rolled the
got
16?
the 16. Corva got the 6.
Oh,
Okay.
that's just far for my course.
And Brian?
Got a lot of points in search.
It's been a while since I've played. I've kind of lost my mojo.
I'm scared to be able
Search.
to see things. I'm horrible.
Yeah, you have a -2 there, and
Between, there you go.
mine is a positive.
All
4.
right, Brian and Therm. You have the bad luck of turning around just in time to see unbared Fessick Dong.
Oh boy.
Oh.
As Gome is lacing himself back up again.
How do you handle that thing?
I'm just gonna gouge my eyes out.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot to roll for Brian. Or for Phineas. That's one I didn't have up. Okay, there we go. And...
Is that in character, Mario?
A little bit.
And he sees it too, and Phineas just kind of, oh no, put that away, put that away.
Of course, I hear everybody's reactions, and I'm just like, oh, thank God, I'm not seeing
To which
that.
Gome looks down at him and says, "You first, Pinky."
Oh.
And that's when he gets up,
So,
as with as much dignity as he can muster. Hey, I've never had a complaint. Everyone quickly puts the
takes
incident aside.
patronage to have complaints.
Puts the incident aside. Gome chuckles and turns around, and Phineas kind of sheepishly heads over to the cart. So, Corva, you're in the front. Where's everybody else?
I'm gonna go back with my various bits and pieces and supplies and just tinker.
Okay.
I think I'm in the back of the first cart.
Yeah.
Side of the second cart.
Brian?
Oh, that front cart with the armory.
All right, and Phineas hops into the second cart. And you guys set off. It's partly cloudy out today. The remains of the storm from the night before. So shade is cast over the caravan periodically, and it's a rather pleasant day given the storm from the day before.
With a 20% chance of radiation.
The Geiger counter does chitter here and there with background radiation, but nothing severe or life-threatening to the less mutated of you.
Yay.
Gangren sits back, somewhat relaxed. It's been, aside from having to ford the river and weather the storm, it's been rather uneventful. And a few in the party, Gangren and Phineas in particular, seem to be rather relaxed. Like they haven't seen anything yet. They don't expect to see anything. It's a cakewalk from here. And the ride goes on. Well, so what are you guys doing in this first leg of the journey?
Well, seeing as though this is what I'm paid to do, I'm keeping my eye on the road and my ears open just to make sure, especially since everybody else seems so comfortable. You know, my experience, that's when shit goes down. So I'm just keeping my eyes kind of really focused on the surroundings to make sure we're not going to encounter any surprises.
Okay.
I'm tinkering, so I want to try to see if I can come up with something interesting. Maybe build a mini robot, since I have a bunch of spare robot pieces. So Should I roll to see if I can do it?
Roll for mechanical craft. Okay. All right, so you're sitting there tinkering, looking over the bits of mechanical flotsam that you picked up from the remains of the bridge bots, and you're able to tell me what you've put together mechanically.
Well, I could not build another bridge bot per se, but I figured I can make a little robot that can wheel around real quick, probably scare any small critters. It's kind of just like a little miniature UAV, just a little robotic UAV.
Okay, now make a electronic craft roll.
Okay.
You're consistent,
All right.
Mike.
11.
So you're able. So you've you've done the mechanical crafting, and it's pretty much as you intended. The best you can do without a workbench or any more fine control tools. And now you come to the electronics part, and you've gotten most of what you wanted to do. It's not fully functional the way you wanted, but it is. It's practically functional. So tell us about what you've crafted.
Well, it does have a glitch that I can't quite. That I need better tools to fix it. But it's got the robot equivalent of Tourette syndrome. So I'm going to keep it off for most of the time. But it'll beep and it'll squawk, but then it'll just burst into spontaneous swearing.
Wow.
It's kind of like my Star Trek character's symbiote.
Yes.
Shit.
And Brian, what are you doing in this first part of the day's journey?
Well, I'm making sure that none of the weapons were damaged in the storm, cleaning out any particulates and checking to make sure that they are in working order for later.
Hey, Chloe, you okay, sweetheart?
All right, and Phineas sits in the back of the second wagon, which is mostly empty at the moment. Everyone else is up in the front. He sits back and he pulls out a little notebook and he starts scribbling things in it. You can't really tell. He's pretty far back, so it's kind of hard to see what he's doing, but he's uncharacteristically quiet. You're not sure. It's noticeable.
We assume he's passed out drunk.
He does take a swig from a flask every now and again, but I mean he's kind of off on his own. So as
Corva wouldn't pay attention anyway. She'd be focused on the road, and for as much respect as she holds for Bog, she doesn't really care, so she wouldn't notice.
So you're out for a couple more hours. Not much happening yet. And Corva, make a listen roll.
Let me pull you up. Listen. Let's see. Seven.
All right. Everything seems fairly quiet so far. Brian, now you make a listen roll.
All right. I've forgotten how to listen. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh.
Holy cow.
That's them dog ears.
So
Right.
you start to hear something off in the distance. It's kind of melodious. It's not the chant like the one you heard from the clerics. It sounds a bit... It's hard to hear yet, but as time goes on, it becomes more and more distinct, and eventually everyone starts to hear this, not exactly a drone, but almost kind of a slur. And eventually you're actually able to make out words. Here's the heat, not the kind that ignites and burns down shanties, but the kind that excites and brings down panties. Here's the heat. And he begins to repeat like a constant refrain. He's like someone who really likes a song but has forgotten the verses, so he just keeps repeating the refrain over and over and over again. You don't hear where it's coming from.
I look square back to Brian, and I look at him and I go, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
It sounds like an old sea shanty. Although I would be surprised as to why, seeing as we're in the middle of the fucking desert.
Okay. How close are we to the sound?
It sounds.
I'd wager.
It
GM
sounds
first.
relatively close, but it's hard to tell because there's a hill that's rising up ahead of you. It's possibly coming from over the hill.
Over yonder?
If he's 500 meters, I'd say he's far. You know, he's fairly close, but I don't see him.
Rex starts snapping his fingers along to the beat. Catchy too.
And he's just repeating the same verse over and over again.
Yes.
What was it?
Is he trying to actually sing it?
It sounds like someone who's drunk and singing.
What was it?
Here's
Do it again.
the heat, not the kind that ignites and burns down shanties, but the kind that excites and brings down panties. Here's the heat.
Had to hear it again.
It starts to get louder and louder the closer you get to the hill, and as you're starting to come up the slope, you see cresting the top what looks kind of like a horse, being ridden by a hooded figure that it's hard to make out just yet. But behind this horse is a stretcher that's dragging along the ground behind it. It's not moving quickly. It's just at a slow, leisurely trot. And the sound is coming from that stretcher. And as it crests the hill, he stops. Like he's realized it's repeating the same verse over and over again, and breaks into a different song. Here's to honor, I offered her my honor. She honored my offer. And all night long I was on her and off her. So here's to honor, 'cause it's better to be on her than off her.
I don't perceive a threat, folks.
I'm gonna shoot it.
What's Don't shoot the poor animal. Can't you see it's already wounded?
I'm gonna put the horse out of its misery and kill what's behind it. The poor horse. I really do. I feel for the horse.
Is there a hooded figure on the horse, though?
Is there a hooded figure
Yes.
on the horse?
That guy
Okay.
needs respite.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Oh dear.
But they're gonna free the horse.
There's part of me that wants to Mongo up and just go up and deck the horse.
No, horse.
It's a blazing saddle. No.
Ah!
I know. So yeah, we don't perceive a threat. But there's a hooded figure on top of the horse as well?
Yes.
Okay, but the sound is coming from the stretcher behind them.
Right.
All right. You know what?
Can I see if the hooded figure is real or if it's like a false figure? Like a
Make
scarecrow.
a search check.
10.
Okay. You try and focus on the hooded figure on what appears to be a horse, and you make out it's it's someone. He appears to be guiding the horse, keeping it at an easy pace, and not getting too far ahead.
All right. I look over at Gangren and I say, we should approach him first.
Maybe. Or would you like for me to get his attention?
So, since I've worked convoys before, do I notice, like, is this a familiar thing to me? Have I seen this before?
Roll intelligence.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's like the newest search, right? I'm like the wayward ranger. I can't find Dick.
Ooh.
That's 20. Rex, yes, in fact, you do recognize this. You take a look at the horse and the rider and the stretcher, and immediately you know what it is. This is a plague bearer.
Whoa, hey, hold up front.
What?
I've seen that before. That's a plague bearer.
And I
What's
back.
What's a plague bearer?
Everyone roll intelligence.
Plague.
Well, except
Wait,
you, Rex.
I know
You
what it
already
is.
rolled. You're good.
Okay.
So why can't Rex tell us what a plague bearer is?
Yeah, I was asking him what's a plague bearer.
Up to you, GM.
Okay, so I rolled an 8. Corver rolled 16.
And I'm trying to find my intelligence.
You know the answer to that one.
No!
We gotta something than searching.
Pew! Shots fired!
All right.
Okay, so apparently I'm the one that asked, what the hell's a plague bearer?
Okay.
And
So
apparently both Rex and I made
everyone
it.
but Therm knows what it is. But before Rex can begin his explanation, the figure on top the horse waves the caravan down and Gangren signals for a halt. It trots closer, but is keeping its distance. Oh, hello there! Oh, I am unarmed. I am of no threat. But, hello. My name is, what an imposing group of people you are. Oh my. Greetings, I am Dr. Tupaka. And as he gets closer, you get a better look at him. He is a hooded figure. His robes are dark, and he wears a long beaked mask that drapes down far below his chin. You can't really see his face. It's completely hidden by the mask and the two dark eye holes. There are a pair of breather nozzles around the neck, and he makes kind of an intimidating figure, which is offset by his demeanor.
Okay. Dr. Tupaka.
I assume you're
you said
bound for Payne's Pack, yes?
That would be a correct supposition.
Am I also correct in assuming that you are possibly unaware of the goings on recently?
That would probably also be a fair supposition. Well, unless you include the bridge being out.
Yes, I have heard about the bridge. The Crediton radioed about it yesterday, as a matter of fact. But if you've somehow bypassed the downed bridge, you're far more courageous than many others. Congratulations. But I must warn you. I fear I must warn you. Things are not well. As you see, I have my charge behind me. I am taking him to the Nightingale convoy, the Nightingale colony. But as I pass this way, I passed a wreck of another caravan, and I am afraid that the raiders that have nested nearby have started raiding in earnest.
Okay.
We appreciate the warning.
Insight check in. Do we have
You
insight?
had a thought, Corva?
Is he telling me the truth?
Roll for
Oh.
sense motive.
I should probably do that too.
11, Corva.
Sense motive. Let's see.
All right. Let's see here.
I'm 3 for 3 on bad sense motives in the last 3 games.
All right. I'm going to
Well, at least
whisper
you-
to you via.
Look at you getting all fancy.
Well, might as well take advantage of the digital setting
Oh, yeah.
here.
So I'm gonna make Mike close his eyes.
Dang it.
Where was that trick with the Fessick dong?
Why'd you have to bring it up again?
This game brought to you by.
Tonight's RP is brought to you by Splicerware. For when you need pants with tail holes in them or hats with ear holes in them, Splicerware. And Mutant Big and Tall Shops. We pretty much only carry loincloths.
All right, Terry, whisper sense.
Best loincloths. Ooh.
So as he's conversing, the man in the stretcher in the back continues his very loud and very obnoxious singing, but it doesn't seem to bother the doctor at all.
Did he whisper me?
Check your Facebook.
Did you send her Facebook?
Oh, nice.
Whoa. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
She'll be back.
So, do you have?
Are you
anything-
living in an abandoned waste reclamation facility? Are you renovating? I was doing it. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, he's said his piece. What do you have to say in reply?
Oh, we're not going to wait on Corva? Where'd Corva
Well,
go?
she-
Coming on right here.
Okay.
Because it's the only thing I have that works.
All right. He said
Well,
his
I
piece.
missed what he had said, so repeat it for me one more time.
he
Oh,
said
he warned us
that
about raiders.
he said that he just passed the wreck of another caravan that was bound from Payne's Pike, and that the raiders that had nested nearby have begun raiding in earnest in the area.
How long ago was this raid? Was the last raid?
The wreckage looks like it's been there for several days, unfortunately.
The bridge had been taken out several days before, and
It
or
looks
wasn't
like
there reports?
it would have been about the time that the bridge was taken out, just before. You guys have been on the road for 3 days.
So those raiders swept through, and they just took everything out along the way, basically.
I have some questions, good man.
By all means.
What was the status of Payne's Pike when you passed it?
The Payne's Pike, it is well defended. The pikemen are well trained, and they are adept in dealing with riffraff such as these.
You seem a little nervous.
A nervous tick, I suppose. It comes with dealing with plague victims. After all, it is my specialty as a doctor.
Oh, what manner of doctor are you?
I'm a plague doctor.
I'm
That is
Microbiologist?
it is why I wear this mask as an indication that I deal with the contagion.
By the way, is what's on his cart contagious?
Are you asking me or the doctor?
Should
Well, seeing as though
Doctor.
I should know what a plague bearer is. Should I make the assumption that what's on his cart is contagious?
I'd ask the doctor.
Yeah, just ask the doctor.
Oh yes.
How
Doctor.
contagious?
So long as you
How
do not-
contagious?
it is not airborne, as long as you avoid prolonged contact with it, and certainly no physical or sexual contact with it whatsoever.
I look at Bog.
I was gonna say I look at.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I look at Bog too.
Bog looks at everyone like they've all suddenly sprouted antenna. That's a dude.
We don't think you would do it.
Wait.
We just wanted to mess with you.
Your objection is it's a dude. Not the plague part.
That's a plague.
Well, obviously the plague, but I mean,
Right.
I have a preference.
Nope.
We're gonna have a talk about this.
You're not, as long as it's not a dude.
Even prophetic plague deal breaker, bro.
Well, of course, the plague's a deal breaker. I don't want to catch that. Ew.
It's like months women. Oh my god. Okay, so where is he off to? Where?
Oh, I'm on my way
Bless you.
to. I'm on my way to the Nightingale colony, just upstream on the Brownwater.
We had come from downstream.
You came across.
Wait.
We just swam through the downstream of the Nightingale colony.
Yes, upstream. It is not on the river. It is further away. There's no offlow onto the river itself. They know better than that.
We had heard that there were raiders up north, upstream.
Yes, the raiders are also to the north, but I mean, even rapscallions such as they know better than to harass the contagion.
I look at Bog again.
I'm getting a little suspicious myself. I grabbed my weapon, the thing that I miss everything with. I pull a little closer.
I almost forgot I have a picture of this guy.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. So he's
Oh,
like,
he looks like Jim Sterling.
he looks like a metallic. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be heading past. He's just warned us about a bunch of raiders that have gone through. Is he? He just seems a little off, and I don't know. Am I able to tell whether or not he's just nervous because he just came through a shitload of raiders? How does he survive that? So I'll just ask him.
Okay.
How did you survive coming through the raiders on your own?
Well, as I said about the colony, even the ignorant, the unintelligent, and the unwashed, such as they know better than to interfere with a plague doctor in the execution of his charge. They do not wish to become infected. At least I would hope so.
So you're saying that. You're saying because you play with cooties, that's why no one wants to play with you.
Young man, the plague is far more serious than an imaginary case of these cooties. I have devoted my life
Doc.
to studying and looking for treatments for this plague.
Okay. Well,
Doc, what were they carrying?
Yeah.
Who carrying what?
What was on the caravan?
I did not linger very long. I simply looked around to see if there were survivors, which I found none. But oh dear.
What did you find?
It was a grisly scene. The those that remained from the caravan, the raiders,
There were bears.
they crucified.
ooh.
I found no the bodies of the any of the spliced or any of the half breeds and one ghoul were all suspended on long vertical poles. And that is the other thing I wish to speak to you of. I could not linger. I could not aid. But there were two fresh crucified near the wreckage. If you are able.
All right, off character. Now, do I have any knowledge of raiders who act in this way, who leave, signs and portents along these lines?
Roll intelligence.
16.
This is common among some raider gangs, some of the more savage ones. But this is uncharacteristic for what you have heard about the red shirts so far.
Okay. So it's possible, I'm looking at this as that it's not necessarily red shirts. We might be dealing with a different faction.
It's a possibility.
Would I in my travels have known about this faction?
Roll intelligence. You know of similar things. You've seen and heard about raider gangs that treat people in such a manner. This is new. If this is the red shirts, this is new behavior for them, but it's still just as likely that it could be a different faction. You just don't know yet.
Okay.
And well, not to feel left out, I want to see if I know anything.
Okay.
Nope.
No, you know nothing. You know nothing, John.
You hear the word crucified and your eyes go wide, your skin goes pale, almost translucent at this point, and you're just shocked.
Gangren.
Yeah.
Nuss. I almost lost it there. But anyway, any idea who this might be?
Hard to say. The feral bands aren't uncommon, but we haven't seen any up here in several months. They're still a little further south where the weather's a little warmer. I don't know.
Back in God's country, there was a group called the Cleavermen. They used to do something like this.
It's pretty
who?
despicable.
The Cleavermen.
Yeah.
They're not around here.
If you are able
Hey, Bog.
to aid them, I would be most grateful. I do not. I'm not a member of their cult, but I work with them quite often in my attempts at treatments for the plague.
So maybe the 16th.
Oh, dear. Were they two hooded figures?
Yes, they were clerics. They bore the mark of Kulau, the winged serpent in a figure 8 devouring itself, red and yellow.
We just ran into them.
Oh, dear.
Thanks for this news. Can we? Yeah.
Oh, but please, I bid you make haste.
Yes. Do you? Can we interest you in a jug of water?
I would be most appreciative. Yes.
That's definitely worth the amount of information we got, I think.
And if you could
Good
spare
question.
perhaps another bottle of wine for my charge.
I have a question. Didn't
we
you ever
have
ask
anything.
what's up with the guy in the back saying all the shanties?
That's him. He's the
That's
plague.
him.
Oh, he has the plague.
Yeah.
Yes, my
And
duty, my
patient.
charge is to deliver the plague victims to Nightingale so that they may spend their remaining days in comfort and dignity.
Okay.
Hopefully you guys figure out a cure for that thing. It's taken a lot of people.
It has.
We'll get some water for you. I don't know if we have any wine.
Now,
Well, they're searching
Any
for
wine.
water,
Well,
and Well, they're searching for water, getting the water ready. I want to go ahead and start checking our caravans,
yeah.
or start checking our wagons to make sure we don't have any kind of homing beacon on us.
Okay. And as you do your search, you guys are surprised to see Bog walking out from behind the caravan carrying not one but 2 bottles of wine and offering them to to Dr. Tupaka. I hope these help.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. He would be much appreciated if you were able to speak coherently.
How is Rex looking for tracking devices?
Well, he would need to make a search for
I'm
them.
just looking for anything that's. Okay.
I could probably using the parts from the transceiver that we picked up. I could probably rig something that will detect any kind of signals coming off of us.
Well, you'd have
sounds
to
like a plan.
make a couple crafting rolls. First mechanical, then electronic.
While
And,
he's doing that. Oh,
and I jumped off and going to a good round. Gonna look at the oxen. I'm gonna look at the tack. Make sure everything's in good order and nothing has been messed with. Really gonna take a look at the brake lines or anything else on the wagons. You know, just making sure everything hasn't been tampered with.
Okay. Rex, do you done your search check?
What does she?
Okay.
All right, Therm, you are able to
I'm
craft
going to-
pretty much what you wanted to. It's not without its
Okay, so it's just
flaws.
of course, but I'm just basically searching for any kind of signal that is coming off of us that could be used to track. Since Rex is doing more of a visual, I'm doing more of over the air type.
All right, and Brian, what'd you say?
And then
I'm gonna grab a jug out of the cart to give to the plague doctor, and then I'm going to start loading the weapons in the armory.
Okay.
And Corbin needs to do a search.
Good luck to you, sir.
Oh.
Ooh, 0.
I have a negative.
Corva,
What do you expect?
you begin your search, but are kind of confounded. I mean, Phineas actually did something selfless, something
Nice. I
nice
know.
to someone that he didn't see any actual benefit from. You actually start to wonder if you're not dreaming, and you pinch yourself as you walk around, and you're not really paying attention to what you're doing.
Out of curiosity, and because again, just fill me in as a GM, did Bog participate in any ceremony with these clerics?
He He spent most of his time flirting with the young acolyte girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. with one of the.
And trying to hook you up with gangrene.
That too. To which you eventually started spinning a knife between your fingers to hint him to stop.
Does Bog have some kind of like super pheromone that just causes Corva that just gets under her skin or something?
He just doesn't like them. He's a fucking racist.
So, Rex, you start looking around the wagons, kicking the wheels, checking in odd nooks and crannies, lifting the occasional box. And you took a search at the second wagon first, and you don't really see anything of note or anything that's really suspicious. But when you get to the first wagon, you look around and you see some of the marks and when the wagon was overturned by the hive borers several days ago. And you notice one of the floorboards doesn't look like it really belongs. There's something off about it. So you reach in, make a strength check.
Mm-hmm. And how?
18.
It would be 18.
With little or no effort, you pull the board free, and lo and behold, you see a hidden chamber. And inside is a very long tube that definitely doesn't belong or work to the function of this very primitive wagon. And as you pull it out and display it to everybody.
Hey, what's this?
What the hell is...
Do I scan it with my little doohickey?
Intelligence.
Unless we all know what it is.
Who?
Corva?
Who? Are we all doing an intelligence roll or what?
Well, Therm. Unless the rest of you guys want to see if you can figure out what it is too.
Okay. I'm going to default say I don't.
Yeah. Therm's got it well in hand.
All right, Therm, you rush up to him and take the device from his hand gently, and you begin to look it over, and it's pretty apparent what this is. This is a transceiver device. It emits a radio signal that allows someone to track and follow
What's going on?
the device. There doesn't appear to be any blinking lights, but there is a power source, and you can tell that it is currently transmitting.
My doohickey says it's transmitting. This is a tracker. How can I disable it?
Well, the question is, do we really want to at this point? If we disable it, will it bring them in closer now, or do we fake them out and just be prepared?
Or do I chuck it?
I could
Or do
use
you
the power
break
source.
it? We could use, yeah.
I could use the power source. So do I disable it and then part it out, or do we set a trap for the raiders?
I've got an idea. Hey, Doc.
Yes?
Would you fancy a bit of a task for us?
Oh no!
What do you have in mind?
Call it a favor. We'll owe you one.
Well, the water and the wine are most generous, so I suppose I could do something for you.
Well, it's not going to be safe.
My line of work is far from safe.
Well, we just found a tracking device on our convoy.
Oh dear.
We wouldn't mind it if it made it back to almost the Nightingale colony.
I suppose it would certainly lead away whoever was tracking you, but how would such a device end up in your caravan?
Well,
We have our suspicions,
yes, we do.
but it would certainly help us lead them astray. Maybe take them out of our way so we can get this water to the people of the town, while unfortunately placing you in a bit more of a pinch, so shall we say, and you're welcome to be rid of it when you reach the river.
That is certainly a risk. I would certainly not want to run afoul of such a band of unclean riffraff. I imagine it's been over a fortnight since they'd last washed their hands. But I suppose I could carry it to the river. It is not that far away. I imagine it would lead them down a merry chase, after all. Yes, I will accept this burden.
I know, Thurm. I know it's a
I
good
don't
power
like
source.
this. I don't like this, but
But if we get rid of it now, they'll know we were the ones that got rid of it. If it keeps going back, they'll think we turned around and went back,
that we got scared.
that we
by the
got
horn.
scared or something. That's my fear, though, Doctor, is I want to make sure that you're okay with this, because your patient may provide you with a lot of
Protection.
from people who fear the plague, but
The patients and
you
many
also may not.
they see the mask and there's a instinctual reaction. It is a repellent of sorts too.
Yeah, but they might be mad if they realize that you're leading them astray. They'll take you out from a distance.
Well,
What
then
we'd
it is,
really would like you to do
No.
On the radar.
is just take it a little bit and then leave it. That way they think we've stopped somewhere. And by the time they realize what's happening, you're long gone and we're long gone.
And if you can, it might even behoove you to be drowned in the river.
I don't know,
does
that's a
sound
good
reasonable,
idea.
but
If
thankfully,
it stops transmitting.
should I gain the ire of these rapscallions, Tiberius here, pats his horse, is quite swift and will be able to outrun most anything that they find in conveyance. And as you take a closer look at the horse, you notice this isn't a normal horse. It's a cyborg horse.
Wow.
What?
Nice.
Nice.
With
I was all worried about you guys hurting my heart.
and on it, over its face, it's got a similar type of mask over the face of the horse.
All right. Well, you guys, do you think this is a good idea? Right?
They should vote on it.
I'm more concerned how it got there.
I think we know. And they're already going in the opposite direction, too.
They could be scouts.
They were scouts. I know what we're facing up ahead.
All right. I imagine this is going to be either an intelligence or wisdom type check. But thinking back to the storm, do I remember our two visitors? Kind of.
You were the one that
since
spotted
I was
them.
outside.
You were the one that spotted them.
Right. Did I see them come near the wagons?
They pretty much ignored the wagons and went straight to you, and from you and Gangren into the tent.
So, at the storm, I was outside whole time. Never saw them come near the wagons.
It might have been. Wasn't it the clerics? Weren't we talking about the clerics?
The only time that someone would have had an opportunity to put
Was when we were repairing the wagon.
Where was the wagon when it rained?
that was right after the attack by the boars.
Where was the wagon when it rained? Inside. Where did you guys hide?
You hid in the tent.
When the rad storm hit, everyone except Gangrene and the Fessick remained out, or got into the tent. And when the clerics showed up, they
Fessick plural.
Yeah, you
Both
and
Fessick.
Gome.
Yeah. And Terry, I didn't see them. I didn't see them anywhere near the wagons. And
Okay, so
I was the one that spotted them.
At the attack?
At the attack from the boars.
Well, it was on there before we set out.
Also a possibility. Either that or one of us.
Gangrene,
Yeah.
what this?
Do you have it? I thought Phineas had it. Or does the doctor have it now? The doctor has it now.
Oh, did we? Have we given it to the doctor?
We haven't given it to him.
I'm still
No, we
holding.
haven't
Oh,
given
you're
it.
still holding it?
Yeah, we haven't. We
Yeah.
just asked him if he would.
Yeah, we're talking to him about it.
That looks like a tracker.
Yeah.
We've
We
established that.
found it in the middle of the cart, Gangrene.
That's
Now, it
not
was either in
supposed
the
to be
cart
there.
before we set out,
Certainly does.
right?
I certainly didn't put
Indeed.
it there. That's what you're getting at.
We don't think you put it there.
Good.
We're more concerned about
Where did you
somebody
get the
you
cart?
might. Yeah, I was gonna say we might be. We're more concerned about where you think it may have been installed, because this thing was in the middle of the. I mean,
It was under the floorboards.
under the floorboard, which I don't think could have happened during the attack.
I picked up the cart from Mr. Furman
No,
about
but
a
it
day.
could have happened during the repair.
I got the cart from Mr. Furman about a day before you all showed up. The only other person I saw before then was Phineas.
Phineas?
Huh.
So are we going to start pointing fingers at Phineas?
Maybe not now.
What good would that
It
do
wouldn't
me?
really help us much.
I'm sorry. Bog, what you know?
If let's see, if you're able to deliver the load without us, wouldn't that be?
I have dedicated myself to making sure this convoy gets where it needs to be, so that we can deliver the water and get her a paycheck, and then do what we need to do from there. What good does it to?
Can you not hear us?
I'm on this convoy. What?
Could you did you attach the tracker in order to possibly eliminate us so you can get a larger share of the reward once the package has been delivered?
Thermidor, I'm hurt. What benefit would I have of putting a tracker in a caravan that I'm on?
Well, I was just wondering. I mean, you were there before us.
Well,
If you're
yes,
an inside guy, you'll be protected.
there's no what inside man. I'm the guy that knows people. If I wanted to swindle this convoy, I would have taken it before anyone else arrived. But I waited for all of you.
Caravan to the end point.
What benefit would there be at all if of putting a tracker in a caravan that I'm traveling on? If I'm on a caravan, I don't want to be tracked. There's no benefit to me in this action whatsoever.
Do I believe him? What do I roll?
Sense motive.
Mario, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Just typing.
And
11.
Phineas. All right, so you're going to roll your sense motive against his charisma. Wow. Okay, so despite the usual bluster and fast talking and general oiliness, you sense a grain of truth in what he's saying.
Okay. I believe you, I guess. I'm just scared. I'm just scared. I really don't want anything bad to happen to me and to the caravan.
But you're not the only one. I mean, I want to reach our destination safely so we can get paid. I don't want any danger. I don't want any peril.
Okay.
Gom,
Yeah.
do you know anything about this? Wow.
I know nothing.
Gom, did somebody ask you to put this on?
No. This disturbed me.
Hmm.
We can sit here all day and start pointing fingers at each other. But it's not going to get us anywhere. We've come this far.
Okay, so what are we going to do with the tracker then? Are we going to put Dr. Tupaka in jeopardy? Or are we going to... Why don't we throw it? Just leave it here and just go.
Because it needs to move at least a little bit.
Rex like throw.
Setting up camp.
They're probably going to come check on us.
That's okay. That we would have a head start. I just think it would look suspicious if it all of a sudden it started doubling back, going back towards the river for no apparent reason.
They'd have to stop and check it before they kept moving. And to be honest, they'll follow the transmitter before they realize that they've been had. Which gives us double the head start.
I guess you're right.
And our good doctor has already volunteered.
All right, so reluctantly, I hand the tracker to Dr. Tupac.
I will do as agreed. I'll carry it with me and then discard it for later on.
Be careful.
I will. The same to you. Just be careful along the wrecks, and please do what you can for the crucified victims ahead.
We will.
Doctor?
Yes.
Take care of yourself. As soon as you make it some distance, gently drop it on the ground, and then ride like the wind.
I will be as swift as the breeze.
Make it a hurricane, Doc. Make it a hurricane.
Oh, yeah, well, certainly. Tiberius here can certainly handle that. To which he hops up back on his horse with a surprising grace and hitches off again. And the drunken, well, you can't really call them melodies, but the drunken songs of the charge drift off as the doctor gets further and further away.
Guys, the guns are ready. They're loaded. Grab a weapon. Expect company. Hey, Leatherface.
Yeah.
Let's not waste any time.
Agreed. Let's hurry. He hops back up. How about you guys?
I get back into the first cart. I'm gonna work on something defensive.
Okay. Rex?
I'm going to take my position back by Gomes' cart. But I'm going to pull out my VIP and I'm going to make sure that's on me.
Okay. Corva hops onto the top of the first wagon and lays prone with her rifle at the ready. And I should probably have her character sheet ready now that she's gone to sleep.
I've got it open still.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you mind...
I'll still roll for her.
Sweet.
Yeah. And I'm going to take...
We probably need someone in the rear to watch our backs.
I'm gonna take Lucille and that 12 gauge, and I'm gonna go prone on the same in the same position on the second cart,
Okay.
facing the opposite direction of Corva. That way we have both sides covered.
And where's Bog?
Bog is at the rear with his own weapon out and ready, looking probably the most serious you've seen him so far.
Okay.
Out of character, you got to warn a guy when you're going to start playing music. I was like, what the fuck?
Setting the mood.
It's also my fault. I put orchestral ambience on these tracks, so they sound like they're off in the rafters.
So Gangren hitches the biox and they start moving at a steady trot, faster a pace than you've set so far. And it's not quite the lurch you had when escaping the hive boar warrior, but a jolt, a reminder of the sudden seriousness of everything.
All right.
So what are you guys doing for the next hour?
I'm going to craft a shrapnel grenade.
All right. What are your crafting skills again? I know you got mechanical and electrical.
Mechanical, electrical, and salvage.
All right, roll salvage and then mechanical.
I got a dozen of them now.
Yeah. So for the purpose of those, you've got frag grenades.
Pretty much.
Yeah. They're not. I'm not even getting for that roll. You're not even getting a failure penalty. Those things are going to do exactly what they said. What you mean them to do.
Nice.
Dango, Rex.
I'm going to keep my eyes on the horizon and on the roadway to as well, so that I can make sure that we're not running into anything down the road. And I'm also going to basically check my gun and get it ready.
Okay. Rex?
Just gonna keep walking along, keeping a keen eye out, looking for anything that any kind of suspicious that something's coming at us.
All right. About an hour down the road is when you first catch sight of the wrecked caravan that the doctor mentioned. You see one overturned wagon. It's been mostly stripped, You don't see any. You don't see a cover for the wagon. You don't see a. There's not even all the wheels. There are scorch marks on the ground. There are bullet holes in the sides of the wrecks and on the in the dirt. But what you don't see are bodies.
Aren't there supposed to be crucified people around here somewhere?
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Corva is on top, scanning, looking around. I don't see any corpses.
I'm going to... You guys watch my back. I'm going to take a closer look inside the wagon, see if there's anything left behind, any clues or any stuff I can salvage.
Therm,
Yes?
you armed?
I got my frag grenades.
And I do believe
Fair
you still have your
enough.
scrap
Getting
pistols,
good.
right?
Careful.
What was that?
I believe you still have your scrap pistols, right?
Yes, but you know how good of a shot I am.
Be careful, and don't take too long.
All right, so what are you going to do?
So I'm going to look and I guess investigate inside the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Okay, you don't see much. It's an empty wagon. There's not much there. Wow, I need to listen to these before I play them. Those don't fit at all.
That was a mashup too, almost.
I was playing two at once by mistake.
Like if you need some suspense music, I gotta know beforehand.
So you don't see anything of note. It looks like mostly scrap wood, metal. There's a few wagon parts and pieces that you might be able to salvage, but whatever cargo was there is gone.
Okay.
How close are we? Like, am I shouting distance or just talking distance?
He's
from
only
Therm?
he's only a few feet away.
Therm,
Yeah, Rex.
check to see if there's another compartment, like on ours.
So do a search.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Oh!
Ouch.
You need help?
Probably.
Where'd you
Yeah,
guys find the last one?
Rex found it with brute force.
How much you want to bet it's in the same place as the one we found?
So,
Rex, why don't you remove the floorboard here?
all right, I'm gonna walk over and start looking in the same place that I was before when I
Alright.
found ours.
Okie doke. So if you look in the exact same spots, do a search roll. It is exactly in the same spot.
Okay, I'm gonna try and. Oh,
What you
go ahead.
notice is that slot is already gone and the compartment, while there, is empty.
So they took it with them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's empty.
Okay. But the compartment is there.
Yes.
So they must have taken it with them. I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get back to the carts.
Agreed.
Okay. Everyone hops back in the carts and continues down the road at the same pace, and it's not far until you see the first pole with a still body dangling by its feet from the top. Rope coiled tightly around its ankles. Arms hanging limp beneath it, and a head simply dangling with no life to it.
I wonder if this is what Dr. Tupaka had meant.
I have no doubt.
Okay, well, we should cut them down, shouldn't we?
Corva calls out from the top, "I see 6 poles."
It's going to take us a while. Do we want to take that time?
Let's see. If we can find the live ones, or if there's any live left. Rest, leave them. Too much time.
We should at least cut them down.
And do what with them?
Let someone else deal with that.
We can send a posse back out when we get to Payne's Pike, but I wouldn't feel comfortable staying here alone without more of a guard.
How tall are the poles?
The poles are about 10 feet tall.
Okay. So I could reach the top of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if someone has to hand Rex an axe or a knife or something, so you can just do some quick work, just slash the cable and move on.
Rex should already have an axe.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Unless you set it down somewhere.
No, I don't think I did. So I'll go up to the first one. Hey, buddy, you alive?
You see the body of a withered, not quite as old as Gangrene, but it's always been hard to tell. But as you walk up and speak to it, it simply hangs there.
If someone's unconscious, they're not going to answer you, Rex. Just poke them.
All right, so I'll turn the axe around with the stick end of it and give him a gentle nudge in the rib area.
As far as mutants can be gentle.
Right.
Ham-fisted.
I didn't punch.
Okay. So you give it
Intentionally didn't punch.
You give it as light a tap as you're capable of, and it jars the body. It shakes, but gives no response.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cut him down and move on to the next.
Okay. At the next pole, you see the body of a splicer. As apparent by the long skunk tail dangling from its hind end.
Same approach. Hey, you awake?
No response.
All right, this time I'm going to nudge the pole.
The pole is pretty firm. It take a little bit of effort to move it.
Oh, I'm not trying to move it. Just wrap it a little bit. If I moved him that much on the last poke, but if you're saying I don't have to worry about that, I'll poke him.
Okay. No result. No reply.
Okay. I'll cut him down. Move on to the next.
All right. Next, you see a halfsy, a half mutant, as apparent by its green and gray mottled skin.
How does that work?
An arrangement that neither party really speaks about.
I mean, really, the mechanics of it are just a bit confounding.
Either a product of genetic experimentation or a very drunken encounter.
Okay, fair enough.
Same approach. Hey, you hear me?
No reply.
All right, do the nudge.
No response.
Cut him down. Move on to the next.
All right. At the next one, you see a robed figure with a bald head.
Robe figure, bald head. That's weren't our.
The Kulat.
Yeah, weren't our people of Kulao
Kulau, sorry.
bald and.
Yes, they were.
And our boy and our dot. Ooh.
So is this the priestess or the clerics?
You don't know yet.
All right. I'll call out to him. Hey, buddy.
No response.
Nothing. All right. Go for the poke.
You wait and wait, but no response.
All right, I'm gonna shout back at the caravan. What do you guys think?
I don't know, man. We're how many polls we got left?
2 poles left.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah. Cut him down. Let's keep going.
All right, I give him another nudge for just to check.
You wait and wait, but there's no response.
All right, cut him down.
All right.
And move on to the next.
The next pole you find... Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to maybe jump off of the wagon and check the bodies for pulses, the ones that have already fallen.
Okay.
It's just a double check.
I'll watch Dango's back.
Okay. So as you search each one, all of them so far have no pulse, not even the Reverend.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next.
As you cut down the body, you do see it is the Reverend Issa Ober.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. So this is the dude we saw?
Yes.
And what if his acolyte, his apprentice, or whatever she was?
You haven't found her yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something?
Bob is probably wigging out right now.
When he sees the robed figure, he moves up and kneels down beside the Reverend, and in a surprisingly respectful gesture, he places his hand over its face and closes his eyes.
All right, well, that's all happened. I'm moving on to the next one.
All right.
Call out.
Do I need to roll anything before we go?
I'm medicine, I think. Let me see.
Yeah, it's just I had a knock on the door. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Investigate.
Alrighty. So per body?
Yes.
Okay. So far there's 4 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
1.
No pulse on the withered. You have a hard time finding the vein on the splicer. It's possible that it's not where it normally is.
Mm-hmm. 3.
And the halvesy is a complete mystery to you.
I just slipped and poked my eye out.
As terrible and tragic as this scene is, you have you're still wrapping your head around the fact that a Fessick and a human could couple, and then you just can't get that image out of your head.
Oh. Okay. They were all cold to the touch, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the fourth.
There is no pulse on the Reverend.
All right. Go ahead, Rex. Keep going.
Okay. Call out. Hey, you awake?
The pole is empty.
Oh, well, touche.
Oh, that was such a fake out. That was great.
Right, so I look at the pole. Does it look like there was something hanging from this pole?
As you look closer, you do see that there is a rope that is tied to a pair of ankles, but whatever was there has been taken away by a carrion creature a while ago.
There's just a pair of ankles?
And feet.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. So that one's definitely dead.
Yeah, that one's not likely.
I'm not going to bother to roll for that one.
One would hope.
All
right.
Could those ankles belong to Acolyte?
You can roll for investigate if you like.
Huh?
I think Phineas should roll investigate. He was the one checking her out.
He can't even reach up there.
Know if those ankles belong to her or not.
He can't even reach. How's he gonna see?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well,
Let's just move on to the next one.
All right, moving on to the next. God, we really should ask the doc which ones were alive. Move on to the next one. Look around. Is there a body on this
There is
pole?
a body hanging from it. Yes.
Okay. Hey, you awake?
No response.
All right. We go to the poke.
A soft
Pokey.
moan escapes the lips of the body dangling there, robed in white with a red and yellow serpent coiled in a figure eight devouring its own tail.
There we go. Is this our acolyte?
That it is. Min is still alive. If barely.
So Bobby's the one that's jumping out of his skin now to help her.
Bog does rush up and does his best to ease her down, but he's got to wait for someone to cut her loose.
Yeah, I cut her loose.
All right. He gently lowers her to the ground and produces a flask of water to pass over her lips. She coughs briefly, but drinks greedily.
Careful, Bog. You don't want to give her too much. She's probably very dehydrated.
He is easy with her, but lets her drink to recover her strength. And she sets the flask down and coughs a bit. I'd nearly given up hope. Thank you. Is the Reverend?
He's gone.
Then we must take the body to Payne's Pike. Please, it is part of the ritual of my order.
We have some room in the back, but we got to be quick. I've got a bad feeling about us sticking around any longer.
I understand.
Rex could probably carry the body a lot easier than any of us.
Carry as in carry him to the wagon? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did you just volunteer me for a piggyback ride for a dead dude?
Yeah.
Please, be gentle with him. Phineas holds her gently. It's okay. We'll take care of it. Don't worry. Don't worry. And there is no. He's very gentle with her. He's not making any inappropriate moves, and nor is he laying on his usual charm. He seems genuine.
Okay.
Okay. We got space over there. Doggo.
We can set him down in the armory.
Corva looks back. There should be enough space to lay him down with enough room in the second wagon. Goem walks back over there, takes a look inside, and shoves a few crates out of the way. Space here.
All right, I'll go pick him up and start walking him towards the wagon.
Okay.
Gently pick him up.
Bog also gently lifts Min to her feet. She's unsteady at first, but she seems to be recovering quickly. But she's still uneasy and a little dizzy.
Anybody got medical training?
Don't we have med kits?
Well, doctor, you've just volunteered. Get back there.
All right. Do I need to roll something?
You roll
Just wanted
for
to do that
search. You go back to the equipment crates and root around, and you pull out a... I never did find an equivalent name for it. Just a stim pack. It is an injector needle with a hormone and tonic cocktail that is supposed to heal and recover many wounds.
All right. So I'm going to take the stim pack and I'm going to jab it into her chest.
Before you do,
Fiction style.
she indicates the place on her chest that you need to impact it right between her breasts.
Okay. So
as soon as you feel that punch, there's a beat, and then she her eyes are wide, her chest heaves, and suddenly she is awake, aware, alive.
That was a great phrase point.
Your camera froze mid-jump.
Yeah, your camera. Yeah.
And suddenly she's standing on her she's standing on her own 2 feet. She is moving around. She's awake. She's alert. She is ready to move. She turns to Phineas, places a hand on his chest. "Thank you," she says, and then looks to everyone else. "Thank all of you. I thought I was dead out here."
Our pleasure. All right, move it or lose it. Let's go.
Okay.
As she hops into the back wagon to sit next to the body of the Reverend. Phineas joins her,
Okay.
still maintaining a respectful distance.
Ross, hold. Mike's refreshing.
okay, there he is.
Okay.
Okay.
Min takes a seat next to the body of the Reverend. Bog joins her, but keeping a respectful distance. And Corva is still on top of the wagon. You guys?
Hey, Phineas,
Yeah?
ask her what happened.
He nods and looks to her in a soft and understanding tone. "Can you tell us what happened?" She takes a breath now that the initial spike has started to ebb, and you can see the exhaustion and worry in her face. "Give me a moment to collect myself. I was nearly dead after all. After we left your shelter, the Reverend and I continued following the storm along the road, chanting and giving our praise to Kalau as we do during storms such as that. The Reverend and I have a tolerance built up as a blessing from our patron, and the storm soon outpaced us. It faded into the distance, and as the storm cleared, it was nightfall. We walked through the night and into the day when we came across the wreckage back that direction. we looked around for survivors, and as we continued on, that's when we came across the grisly crucifixion. And they were waiting for us. She stops in a moment to collect herself. It's difficult. They wore red. Not red garments, but splashes of paint, or what might as well have been blood. Perhaps dye, I don't know. But they set upon us quickly. They subdued the Reverend. They took whatever valuables they could from our bodies, and she stops and turns her head away, covering herself. We fought as best we could, but there were so many of them.
How many were there?
Half a dozen, I think. Not even the call to our patron could stop them all. When she says that, you think back to the scene, and it's something you overlooked before, but you do remember there was a dark spot in the earth where it looked like an explosion might have occurred. You didn't think of it much at the time, but it comes to mind when she mentions a call to her patron. After that, we were strung up, and we hung there for a day until you arrived. They took a sick delight at beating the both of us. They wanted to break us, but they didn't have time. They were in a rush. They said they needed to move.
Which way did they go?
Up the road, towards Payne's Pike.
And this was, you said, a day ahead of us?
Several hours by now. This happened early morning. There was a man on a horse, I think. He said some kind words, and apologized profusely before leaving. I'm not sure if that was a dream or...
Oh, he was real. We met him. He told us to look for survivors.
Then Kulau's blessing be upon him.
He wasn't with the Raiders, was he?
No, he came several hours later. There was a strange song being sung, like a drunken shanty of sorts. Not from the figure. I couldn't see. But
we know what you're talking about.
What matters now is getting the Reverend's body to the temple, to the shrine in Payne's Pike.
All right, let's go.
I know you,
Miss.
I know you have your own business. Yes.
Were they carrying anything odd from the caravan?
Nothing that I could see. Once they set upon us, it's mostly a blur.
Were they on foot, or did they have a wagon, or?
All I saw was the ones who attacked us. I didn't gather much. I couldn't. It was a blur of red, and fists and feet and pain.
What kind of weapons were they carrying? Any idea?
I think I saw rifles, maybe a pistol, but they didn't use them on us. It was all brutal, deliberate fists and boots.
Many? Few?
Enough. At least half a dozen.
We got troubles, gentlemen.
I know you have your own troubles and your own business, but if we get the Reverend's body to the temple, you will be compensated.
I appreciate that, man, but I don't know if we have the manpower to get past them. If they're waiting for us.
Kula will be with us.
Keep him on speed dial.
If there are 8 of us now, if we encounter any, it is with the grace of my patron. Perhaps we will live. If not, then we will die on our feet. I will not go in the manner that you found me. But I will not think of defeat. I will think of victory.
Our armory's yours. Grab a gun.
Thank you. She pulls something out of her robe. Thankfully, they did not search me and they did not find my weapon. At first, it looks like just a small rod or a mini staff. And with a flick and a shake, it suddenly extends 8 feet long, and what looks like you didn't notice before, but a bayoneted pistol on one end, or perhaps a rifle. It's hard to tell at the top of a staff like that.
Dear lordy lord, what the heck is that?
This is the weapon of my order. It is my guardian spear.
Huh.
Does
Where you're pointing that thing?
She retracts it, and and on closer inspection, it looks like a small pistol or perhaps an SMG. It's hard to tell, but it is a very different kind of weapon. She sinks her head and begins chanting something to herself in a low murmur.
Well, we need
Head back up topside.
I guess. The sooner we get to the safety of the town, the sooner all of us can breathe a sigh of relief. So,
Corva looks down. If we can, by the sounds of it, we're walking right into a mess of them.
well, we have no choice. I mean, what other options do we have? Either
Not many. The next hour passes in deep tension. It's, there's something coming. You know that there are enemies ahead, and a confrontation is coming. You hear in the distance the roll of running water. The next river, the Murkwater, and the bridge ahead of it. Brian, make a search check.
What am I looking for?
Well, it's to see if you see anything.
Oh, yeah. I gotta search for that search check.
All right. You see a lone figure standing in the middle of the bridge, flanked by 4 other figures in indeterminate garb. But the person standing in the center, you can make out a relatively clean business suit and a something like a fedora.
Okay, out of character, what are we looking at? The G-Man?
You'll find out.
okay, so also out of character. This sounds like we're coming up on something big.
We're not gonna. We'll break before the fight.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
The bridge is intact, though?
As far as you can tell, the bridge is intact.
Okay.
And we all see the figures on the bridge.
Only Brian can see them at the moment.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I think we're going to have company.
Are they armed?
I can't tell at this distance, but one of them is wearing a suit.
A suit?
I know. Prepare for the worst.
Tosses my grenade.
Don't toss your grenade now.
but I show it off. Like, okay, I'm ready.
So as you get closer and closer, you see an uncomfortable stir in Gangren and Gome as they get sight of this individual. He signals the caravan to stop and steps down and walks towards the man in front of him. Mr. Furman? What are you doing out here?
Nice.
The gentleman looks down at him with a scowl on his face. Step aside, Gangren. I have business with one of our Haris. And as he strides forward with purpose, you two, Gome, out of my way.
Pog, what did you do?
Gome sheepishly steps aside as he walks up to the caravan. All right. Which one of you is Phineas Bog?
Who wants to know?
The man who bloody hired you.
What would you want with Phineas Bog?
That's my business. Now where the hell is he?
I don't know, maybe lost in the desert for being a piece of garbage.
I highly doubt that.
Well,
Bog steps out and walks up to him. I'm Bog. What of it? Furman walks up to him quickly, grabs him by the collar, and lifts him up into the air with strength that doesn't quite suit what looks like a human. You little worm! Do you have any idea what you've done? Do you have the smallest iota of comprehension of the consequence your little unauthorized change in schedule has cost me? I run a clockwork machine, a delicately planned ballet of financial risk and gain that hinges on things happening exactly as planned. Happening exactly when they mean to, not on the whim of some two-bit opportunist looking to make a quick buck. Phineas kind of wriggles in the air, as much in shock as fear, but tries to maintain a little bravado. I have no idea what you're talking about. What could I have possibly done? And before he finishes, he's thrown back onto the ground.
hey,
Step away
if
from
it
her.
involves this convoy, it is our business. Now, as much as I like watching Phineas get thrown around like a chew toy, I really have to ask you to stop doing that.
Well, I don't bloody well care what you think.
What about what Lucille thinks?
He shakes his head and turns around. This was supposed to be a clean and quiet delivery operation. But now...
It was.
And now, it looks like it's going to get loud and messy. He turns around.
If you mess with us, you mess with Fargo Farms.
The only I come out and I'm like, I tried to explain the delays could not be helped. The bridge was blown out. We had to go the long way around. There was the rad storm that we had to also deal with. That the delays were not anything that we could have controlled.
He turns back around and looks square at you. You're supposed to be dead, boy. All of you are. You're lambs to the fucking slaughter. That's when the figures behind them drop their cloaks and you see raiders splattered in red.
Oh,
Red shirts!
And that is where we'll
lucky
end it.
for us.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. We got to do a recap
Yes.
so that when Phineas and Corva get back.
I think we might just
Yep.
start from the confrontation with Furman.
Yeah, it probably would be good.
Yeah.
Frag grenades at the ready.
Keep your dialogue posted, man. You're going to have to write it down.
What do you think I was looking to the side for?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now I got to write down my dialogue. Give me a video clip.
I loved writing that bit, especially that last line,
That
"You're
was
the
good.
lambs to the fucking slaughter." And the look on your guys' faces, that was priceless.
It's a great way. That's a great way.
Yeah.
What?
Cliffhanger.
All right. And